Good morning, my Real News Midday TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning, teen hospitalized after chopping incident in Westmoreland. A teenager is now being treated at a medical facility after sustaining multiple chop wounds allegedly inflicted by a man in Westmoreland on Monday. Reports indicated that the teen suffered injuries to the upper limbs and other parts of the body. The incident reportedly took place in the Scrub-a-Dub area of Whitehall Grill in the afternoon. The circumstances surrounding the attacks are not yet known. Man shot and injured in Dunkirk police operation. A man was shot and injured and a firearm seized during a confrontation with the police on Graham Street in Dunkirk, Kingston 16 on Saturday night. Reports are that around 10:50 p.m., a team of police officers from Specialized Operations was on patrol in the community and conducted a targeted raid on Graham Street. Upon reaching the intersection with Bree Street, the officers observed the two men seated on chairs. One of the men, upon noticing the police vehicle, immediately fled along Graham Street. This action aroused the suspicion of the officers who went after him. The men ran along Graham Street and took cover behind a blue stall. The police illuminated the area with flashlights for better visibility. The man, the police said, emerged from behind the stall and pointed a black handgun in their direction. The police issued a verbal command for the suspect to drop the firearm. However, he failed to comply. Fearing for his life and that of his colleagues, a member of the team opened fire at the man, who reportedly fled across the roadway, still armed with a gun, pointed it in the direction of the officers. The police team took evasive action and again opened fire at the man, who fell to the ground. A black Taurus 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 12 9mm cartridges was reportedly found beside him. The man, the police said, was transported to Kingston Public Hospital, where he was admitted. His condition is considered serious, the police said. Supervisor charged with embezzling over $1.3 million from business. A 28-year-old supervisor has been charged with embezzlement after allegedly failing to deposit over $1.3 million collected for gas at a business in Portmore Parkway, St. Catherine. The accused, identified as Zasha McLeod of Lloyd Road, Kingston 16, reportedly tendered her resignation after being confronted about the money. According to the Portmore police, between May 19 and June 11, McLeod and another employee, both supervisors at the business, collected a total of $1,346,500 in payment for gas. The police said receipts for the transactions were signed by McLeod. However, it was later discovered that the sum was not deposited in the company's account. When confronted, McLeod reportedly denied any involvement and then tendered her resignation, the police said. It is further alleged that her co-accused later fled the establishment. A report was made, and following an investigation, McLeod was taken into custody on Sunday, July 27. She was subsequently charged following a question and answer session in the presence of her attorney. She is scheduled to appear in the St. Catherine Parish Court on August 5. Kingston man slapped with multiple robbery charges. A man has been charged with robbery with aggravation and the possession of a prohibited weapon in relation to two incidents, according to the police. He has been identified as Nicholas Berry of Payne Avenue, Kingston 11. Reports from the Constant Spring police are that about 12:55 p.m. on June 11, Berry and an accomplice traveling in a motor car came to a stop next to a man at a fast food restaurant along Red Hills Road. Berry reportedly alighted from the vehicle, brandished a firearm, and robbed the man of his property before escaping in the waiting motor car. In the second incident, Berry and his accomplice approached a man at a plaza on Constant Spring Road about 10:55 a.m. on Friday, June 13. Berry again brandished the firearm and robbed the man of his iPhone 15 Pro Max, the police said. His accomplice then reportedly robbed the man of $5,000. Both men then escaped. A report was made to the police and an investigation was launched. Berry was later apprehended by lawmen during an operation. He was taken into custody on Saturday, July 5, and was formally charged on Sunday, July 27. His accomplice is still at large. His court date is being finalized. Man found hiding in house with M16 rifle charged, says the police. A man who was reportedly held with a high-powered weapon on Delamere Avenue in Kingston 13 has been arrested and charged. The accused, 23-year-old Shamar Dillon, otherwise called Samo, from Delamere Avenue, was reportedly held after he was found in a house with a weapon and several rounds of ammunition. Dillon has been charged with unauthorized possession of a firearm and the possession of unauthorized ammunition. Reports are that around 10:45 p.m., members of the St. Andrew South Zone 1 Operations Support and the Special Foot Patrol Unit conducted a targeted operation in the community. During the operation, the police said a man was seen with a rifle in his hand. Upon seeing the police, the man fled into a one-bedroom concrete dwelling at the rear of the premises. He was reportedly pursued and cornered in the house. Upon entering the bedroom, the man was seen hiding in a corner with multiple 5.56 cartridges scattered on the floor and an M16 rifle on the ground beside him, the police said. The firearm and the 10 rounds of ammunition were seized and Dillon was taken into custody. He was subsequently slapped with the charges. 48-hour curfew imposed in sections of St. Andrew South. A 48-hour curfew has been imposed in the St. Andrew South Police Division until 6 p.m. on Wednesday. The boundaries of the curfew are as follows. East, an imaginary line at Chisholm Avenue and Maxfield Avenue, traveling southerly to East Avenue, intersecting at Marcus Garvey Drive. South, an imaginary line from the coastal line at Marcus Garvey Drive, vicinity East Avenue to Doheny River. West, an imaginary line from the Doheny River to Kingston Harbor, and north, an imaginary line from Happy Grove Community drawn to Chisholm Avenue and the Maxfield Avenue intersection, following the divisional boundary. During the hours of the curfew, all individuals within its boundaries are required to remain within their premises unless otherwise authorized by the ground commander. Manchester woman charged with larceny after failing to return borrowed car and changing ownership. The police in Manchester have charged a woman who borrowed a car and later allegedly stole the vehicle's documents from the owner's home and registered it in her own name. 33-year-old businesswoman Reva Powell, otherwise known as a Shorty, of Shudley in the parish, is charged with larceny by trick and simple larceny. Reports from the Mandeville police are that, in June, a woman loaned Powell her grey Honda Fit motor car to attend a graduation. Following the event, the woman contacted Powell to retrieve her vehicle, but was asked by Powell for an additional week of use. At the end of that period, the vehicle was not returned. According to the police, it was later discovered that Powell went to the woman's home, stole the vehicle documents, and transferred ownership in her name without the owner's consent or knowledge. A report was made to the police, and following an investigation, Powell was instructed to report it to the police station with the vehicle and its documents. She was charged on Saturday, July 26, after handing over the documents and failing to give an account of the vehicle's whereabouts. Powell is scheduled to appear in the Manchester Parish Court on Tuesday, August 5. Guys, thanks for watching. Please join us this afternoon at 2 p.m. for another news update.